Hi guys, Peter here. It's about adoption part 2. I'm going to call this video. As you can hear, if you're new listeners, please touch that subscribe button down there below and the notifications bell. Thank you very much. As you can hear, I'm from Sweden, and I have no intention to hide it either. Why should I? You don't expect a guy or girl, for that matter, from Germany, Italy, Spain, or another not English-talking country to hide where they come from. But it's only here in Sweden that we say that, oh, you can hear that he or her don't that they are from Sweden. You can hear that on the accent. Well, yeah, so fuck what? I am. I'm not saying that I'm fucking proud of it, but I am. I'm living here. I'm adopted from India, and here's part 2 of it. There's much to be said, and as I said in the first video, I will try not to be too political, emotional about it, because then we don't know where I will end up, because I'm very strong in my opinion. What I think about Sweden and the Swedish system and the Swedish government, the Indian systems and the Indian government, and those guys that I met when I was there. I came back. I've been there 4 times, but this time I was there trying to search my roots. Been hiring a law firm for 14 months and global detectives for us 14 months as well. And now I hired a third organization. It's called ACT, Against Child Trafficking, led by Aaron Dole, a very smart, intelligent, and now dear friend of mine, as his partner, a lawyer, very, very good lawyer. And I had the honor to meet her mentor, her lawyer that he taught her very much. And he's a famous lawyer in the High Court in Mumbai. Mumbai is the city where I'm adopted from. I say that with some pride when I talk about these guys, because they're not dead, thankful not. Very supportive, very nice to me when I was down there. They are working with a lot of adoptees from around the world, so they know what this is about. Aaron himself, we are at the same age. He was adopted to German, so he talked perfect English, but you can hear on his accent that he's from German, as you can with Arnold Schwarzenegger, but he don't try to hide it, so why should we? Well, fuck the same. I came back 2.5 months ago. It was a hell of a ride, I can tell you. I knew with my intuition and my mental capacity to see beyond things that my mother is dead. My biological mother is dead. I met her on the other side. Yeah, I am like a panther. I can go through words. Yeah, I know it sounds silly, but hey man, that's how it is. But I saw the hospital where they say I was born. Well, perhaps I was. I don't know. Who knows? We didn't find any records of me there. In I think it was in 2011 or 2017. 2011 there was a terror bombing there, and some anti-Semitist radicalist fuck-ups ran in there and started shooting out. The bullet holes are still there in the elevator doors and so on. Anyway, I supposed to come from that place. I didn't feel any connection at all when I came there. At first, when we arrived there with the taxi, I thought I would panic. I would fucking freak out. Please help me, hold me, someone do something. Give me whiskey. What the fuck? What? Nothing happened. I walked around in there. Supposedly, I was there for 8 or 10 weeks before my Swedish mother got me here to Sweden. Of course, if you ask the science, we don't have any memories, but if you go on your intuition, and my intuition is sharp as a razor knife, and today it's even sharper, and I don't give a what science says. I know my intuition. I didn't feel anything when I was there, and even now later on, when I came back 2 weeks after, have my post-traumatic stress syndrome, couldn't sleep, start smoking a lot, not only cigarettes, drinking a lot of alcohol. I couldn't feel anything when I was there. So, well, perhaps I'm from that area, and perhaps my mind has blocked me from not feeling anything from that time. Anyhow, every people that we met were not everyone was very helpful, but with Anjali, the lawyer, Aron's partner and lawyer, they were forced to work with us. Otherwise, she will bring them to court. She just did that with 2 police officers, male policemen, of course. There are only males in India. And it was regarding the rapist case. Yeah, there are lots of rapes in India, as well here in Sweden with you. Anyhow, I felt together with those guys, Indian guys, I felt very secure, calm, relaxed, and believe it or not, happy. I was there trying to search for my roots, trying to find any clues, any lead to my mother. Because I believe that every born child has a right to know who he or her mother is. Don't you? That's another thing with those, Agnes, please go away. Yeah, I'm sorry guys, I have 2 hungry cats here. One, this black cat of mine here. Agnes is 15 years old. There's another intern here, a Norwegian girl. Molly is her name, not my cat. But anyhow, where was I? Ah, fuck, I don't remember. Yeah, I felt happy and calm in India. Even though we were there trying to search for my roots, trying to find anything about my mother. And as I was telling you, I think and I strongly believe that every born child has a right to know who's the mother, who his mother is. And well, that could bring us to another question. If you have a sperm donator, doesn't matter if you're a homosexual couple or not, you're a sperm donator. Don't you think that your kids should know who the real biological parents are? You are not. And as an adoptee, the white folks are not my biological parents. I think I have a right to know. I would like to know, but I will never ever get to know. No, she's dead. I know that. I can feel it. I know I don't need any proof of it. We have tried. We have put 10 guys searching for death certificates. Haven't found anything. Not even found a birth certificate for me. So perhaps I don't exist. They found a lady. I've talked to her. Her name is Mary Peters. I hope she will listen to this video. Surely not. But she's not my mother. But she's been working with this lawyer that was handling my adoption and a lot of other adoptions. He's dead, thankfully. He was convicted for child trafficking in 1982. I'm born 1974. Anyway, this is Mary Peters, and then after that, been working with adoptions for 40 years. The detective dug out that perhaps she could be my mother. She denies it. I've asked her for a DNA test. She hasn't answered me on that question, and I guess she never will. Anyhow, if she is my mother and she don't want to be in contact with me, well, what can I do? Well, with the Indian law, I could force her to give this DNA test. I could go down there. I could no, but I will not. If you don't want to have anything to do with me, well, fuck her then. But so I have to drop this. I have to let it go. I have to let it go so I can heal and I could proceed with my life. But I still want to know who my mother was. But I'm sure she gave me away for adoption instead of putting me out in the street. I guess she was, I don't know if she was raped, I don't think so. Anyway, I think she was pregnant, having sex, of course, and was not married, and that's not a good thing in India, and not 45 years ago. And not today, but 45 years ago, it was not a good thing to have being pregnant and not having a husband, a man. I don't know why, if it was my mother's relative that was wealthy, or there was this man who knocked her up that was wealthy. I don't know. Yeah, as you can hear, the man. Well, that fucker is my father. He's dead too, I can see him. I can see them both on the other side. And I don't know why. And I don't give a flying rat ass about him. I want to know something about my mother. Well, I guess being inside a womb for 9 months, I think perhaps that's why we could relate more to our mother. They say that I met my mother for 5 days and then she left. If you do experiments on infants, you can't push those experiments too hard. But if you do experiments with an infant, you let the mother leave the room with the infant, where the infant is, and after a while, the infant is getting sad and hungry. You can try to comfort the kid, play with the kid, give the kid some food, and so on. And after a while, the kid will be so anxious, so sad, and everything, hysterical almost. So no one could comfort this sad, lonely kid except the real biological mother. And then they bring the biological mother, of course, into the room again. Otherwise, perhaps the poor kid should suffer some mental, psychological illness and so on. And you can't do that. You can't experiment with kids like that. In my case, that was not a fucking experiment. She didn't came back to me. I was still there in that bed with a lot of other kids in the same situation. And can you imagine the energy? And you guys that have kids of your own, you leave your kids there in this horrible, I don't know the English word for this, is a bed for kids, look like a fucking prison. I hate those beds anyway. And you will never come back to your kid. And the other kids will never come back. Can you imagine the energy that I was laying in there? Before the Swedish lady, my Swedish mother, she's dead 10 years back, came and brought me to Sweden. Of course you get somehow fucked up mentally. When you're born in that energy, you know, perhaps you wanted but at the same time you want it, but you cannot be kept with your mother. That do some things to you. Some of us, anyway. I'm one of those. Not all adoptives, absolutely not. But as I said in the first video, I'm against adoption and I'm for abortion. Yeah, you heard me. Because adoption could cause human being so much suffering and pain. Abortion is just abortion, not a born life. That's my belief, anyway. And you can say, as I say in many of my videos, that you have your own choice. Yes, of course, I do have my own choice, but sometimes with this kind of luggage, and you're alone and try to fight it alone, it is not easy always. But of course, nowadays I'm more healed than I've ever been before. But it's taken half of my life. I'm 45 years of age and I think I will be approximately 94, 96 years of age. That's a long time to go with this kind of wound, just because there was just because I was adopted. So I say no to adoption. Would I be able to adopt a kid from India? In some way, yes, but then I should not be living here in Sweden in a white society with white dudes and duties. I would be living in India, where I will move eventually. So that will be much easier for the kid when you grow up. You see people that look like you. You know that you belong there. And there's not that kind of racism either that it is here in the white society. Racism that white dudes has created. Well, I think I'll end this video here. And thank you for watching, and I hope I see you soon. Next video will perhaps be adoption part number 3, or I will talk about something completely different. Perhaps mental health, physical health, food, eating, and so on. See you around, guys. Bye.